Hello, and welcome to today's tutorial. I'm Cameron with Optic Edge. In today's tutorial, I will show you how to create and send solutions out to your digital sign using ViPlex version 3.0. First, you're going to want to make sure you've got it installed. If you do not have ViPlex Express installed, you can go ahead and visit our website, opticedge.com/support. Or also we have a video we're going to tag here that will show you step by step how to install ViPlex on your computer. Again, ViPlex Express only works on Windows devices at this time. Simply double click on your icon and then it will open up. If your sign is online, it should come up green and online. If you're installing this for the first time, you may have to log in to your device. You would simply hover over this, and instead of log out, you'll get connect. So for example, I will show you on our stand up here. Log out, and then you get the option to connect. You would simply click connect. If it does not need the password, it'll sign in automatically and turn green for you. If it does need the password, it will ask you for the password. The password will come with your user guide that we sent to you with all our Optic Edge boards. Today we are going to be working with our Optic Edge 8mm, and we are using ViPlex Express in async mode. This is the preferred method for sending stuff out to the signs. We are green, we are online with Optic Edge 8mm. We do want to take note of our screen size here. That's very important in version 3. If you don't know what version you have, you can simply look down here in the bottom. And here we are on version 3.0.0.3401. That is, to this date, the latest version of ViPlex Express. If you do need to update it, or if you're not seeing this version down here, you may be on a very old version. You can update it as long as your computer is connected to the internet, simply by clicking Settings and check for updates. We do also have another video on that as well, so please watch that for a full step-by-step guide on updating ViPlex Express. So again, let's go ahead and let's take our note of the screen size here. This is going to be important when we start making a solution. So for this one, we are 240 by 120. Make a solution. We're going to simply go over to our Solutions tab. And we are going to click on New and click Regular Screen for this demonstration. You're going to get the new solution editor window here, and we're going to go ahead and we're just going to give this a name. I'm going to go with tutorial V3. We are on version 3. We're going to go again, set our resolution here. If you recall the previous versions, we were able to select the screen and do it. It does not update like that anymore. As you can see, I selected the Optic Edge 8mm. It didn't change it. So we do have to manually change our screen size now. We are going to set the width to 240 and we're going to set our height to 120. And then we're going to click OK when we're all set. You do not have to worry about any of this other options here. It's not necessary. Really the main two you need to worry about is your name if you wish to change it and your resolution, width, and height. Alright, so when we're happy with these settings, we can go ahead and click OK. It's going to open up our solution editor as we've seen in the past. And again, right off the bat, we're going to notice there are some major changes here to the interface. Off to the left-hand side here, we have the media list and the page list tabs. We'll go over this as we continue on with our tutorial here in building a solution. And it's going to be very important. But our page list tab will give us that classic look and feel ViPlex, where we've got kind of like a PowerPoint slide previews kind of along the side here. as we make more. We have our similar icons that we've had in the past where we can add blank slides, we can copy blank slides, we can delete them, and we can adjust. And we can also now click and drag to move them around as well. We're going to start with one blank one to begin with and go from there. And above here, we've got our save icon, our save as icon, which again is just to help us save our progress as we're building our solution so we can come back to it and edit it at a later date and time if we need to. Settings brings up that classic solution editor for the settings for the solution itself. We can rename it, we can change its resolution, and all the other advanced settings that we're go ahead and we'll just exit out of that for now. We don't need to make any changes to that at the moment. To start off with, we're going to go ahead and we're going to kind of go over the new widgets that we have along the top here. Going to go over the new ones. We got a couple different options than we've had in the past. We've got our mixed media, we got video, and we got image. Couple go over these. So our mixed media is everything. That's going to be all our file types, document file types like PDFs, PowerPoints, all that. It's also going to be our images and videos like our JPEGs, PNGs, MP4s for video. Is all going to kind of come under this one widget when we put that on here. I'll show you here. So we'll hit mixed media, and then if we go and change our folder over here, we can click this little folder icon here, and we kind of point to a new folder on our system here. I'm going to go to our desktop under this PC, and I'm going to go ahead and select our signed content folder. That's where I have all our content. We do have a video on file best practices as well. Go ahead and watch that at another time and kind of learn what we recommend for you for storing your content on your computer. We'll go ahead and click OK, and that's going to change our folder preview over here off to the right with all the new stuff from that folder. And as you can see, we do have some PNGs. We got some MP4s. You see the .mp4.png. We've got it all mixed in here. So we're putting all different kinds of content in this preview for you. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to add some just to start building our solution out. So I'm going to choose this 10% off. And so what that's going to do, again, we got the preview window right here in the middle. That's I popped it in that new image on that blank slide for us. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click our auto fit, or in this case, they call it the fill the entire screen button. Go ahead and click on that. That's just going to make sure that this is fit. So for example, if this was ever too small, like so, when you click it, it'll automatically stretch it for you. Again, and you'll know it's selected when it's got this blue border around it. That's allowing you to make those changes to that. So I'm going to add a couple more. We're just kind of going to go over the rest of these widgets just to show you some differences. And then you can pick which one you prefer to stick with as you build it out, because there's no right or wrong way to do it. Go ahead and add another blank slide here. We'll go ahead and do a video one on here. And you'll see now it's going to that same folder we had selected previously, but now we've got a shorter list of stuff in here, so we can put different videos in. And I'm just going to put our basic video. I'll do this one here. This one's fine. Again, auto fit, good to go. Add another one here, and we'll choose the image option. And then again, this is strictly just images. So you see now there's no videos in here. It's just our images. I'm going to choose a different one. Go ahead and put a tax one up here. Again, auto fit, just a good habit to get into that. Make sure that all your slides fill the canvas when you're doing these images and pictures. And I want to keep it kind of going a little bit. We'll add another video. Let's get a little bit of everything going. I'll put the fireplace up. Why not? That's a good one. And I'll go do another image. another couple images here. Now I got a few slides. I've got 6 slides in my solution here. So let's go over some things we could do with our slides individually. So I'm going to go and click on number 1 for us again here. And again, you can rearrange your slides using the arrows. You just select them, and then the blue one is obviously your selected slide to make changes to that. We're going to go over these page properties, some things we can do. We can do some advanced scheduling with our slides. So maybe this is a limited time promo we got up here. We can set this by choosing a validity range. Simply just click the validity range checkbox. It's going to give you your start and end date options here. We can go and click on our start date. Let's say, hey, we're going to go and start this in next Friday. And then we're going to have this go for, let's just say to the end of the year. So now we got this set. This is going to start on October 18th and it'll end on December 31st. And what that's going to do is when the sign reads October 18th for the date, this slide will start playing and it'll play until December 31st. And the end date will be at like midnight. And then this slide will stop playing. So on January 1st of 2025, this slide will no longer be playing on the sign. It'll still be in this solution, but it won't be valid for playing until you make a change and republish it to get it to go back out on there if you would like to reuse this promo and start this promo up again for a later time. So you would have to go and make the modification for that later date, but this kind of buys you time so you don't have to do it as often. Uncheck that. Some other things you can do, you can also do some scheduling. So if you just want some basic, like, I only want this slide to play, so like this one. Maybe I want this slide to only play Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. So I can set this from 8 to 5. And then it will. So from 8 to 5, this slide will play only on Monday through Friday. You can also go granular even more with that. So if you want this slide to play a completely separate time on, like, say, Saturday and Sunday, we can set this up to, say, maybe till noon. Again, this is all in military time as well, so maybe 9 to noon. And then it will only play from that time. But it will on these days until we change it. So some different scheduling options you can do with this sign if you need to. I'm just going to leave that where it's at. So now the next thing I want to show you is we can also change the timing. So how long this slide will play on your sign before it changes over to the next slide. To do that, we simply are going to go to our media list. And our media list will give you what's on your slide layer by layer. So if we had another picture over top of this, for example, so if I go back to page list and I put another image over it, you see now we've got two images on the same slide. If we go to media list, we can see that we've got the 2 on here. Now we can remove that. But to go to that timing, we simply just need to select our widget either by clicking on it over here or clicking on it in the center of the screen. And we're going to get our playback duration. And there's a couple things we can do here. So our playback duration, we recommend anywhere between 2 and 5 seconds, depending on wording or if you have an ordinance that says you have a minimum, well, we do recommend you follow your ordinance as to stay out of trouble with your local municipalities. So for this one, I'm going to go for three. Three is kind of my happy medium for everything. So go ahead and click on three. So now this slide will only play for 3 seconds before switching over to the next one. And then it's just gonna, this list will be on an infinite loop until you change your solution. So if you need to make a change, you would simply go ahead and add another slide into this list, put your content you want on there, then publish. Some other things you can do in here for this, you can also do the entrance effects if you would like. We don't recommend it here at Optic Edge. It just takes away from your advertisement. Keep that in mind. So we're going to set our entrance effect to none. And then I'm going to go back to our page list here. We're going to go and I'm going to show you what a difference between an image type file and a video type file from a playback duration perspective. So I'm going to click on our little deals video here, and that is a video file. So we're going to go over to click on the center and click on this. You'll notice that we cannot change our playback duration. So we're very limited to strictly just that 5 seconds, and that's what video does. Video is based on the length of the video, so as long as that video is, so if you have a 10-second video, that video is playing for 10 seconds on your sign before it switches over. Keep that in mind with videos. You cannot change their duration. It is hard set. Go back to our list here and we'll go ahead and we're going to change the rest of these. So again, another video here. That's a 1-minute video. So that's going to play for a minute up on the board. All right, now that all our slides are up to date, we have the timing set. So I'm going to add another blank slide here. And then I'm going to show you some other things that we have that we just really don't recommend using unless you really, really want to. They just take away from the true advertising capability of the sign by doing these. And these are some of the other widgets that are we have up here. So we do have some clock widget options. You can throw a digital clock up, and this is pretty much it. We can change some things here, so we can do year. We can do full on year, month, date. Make kind of like a calendar, show today's date type thing. We can do second counter on our time. We can take the time off and we'll just do a straight date. Really is just a lot of different options to change. So with the time, we can change it to 12-hour or 24-hour, and then we can put the AM, PM, take the day of the week off, we can see it. We can change the format, look and feel. We can change how our time looks. I don't like the seconds, it's kind of distracting. You can do it multi-line or single line. The spacing is very limited with this function, but it is a capability. And then any fonts you have. So if you do have a lot of different fonts on your computer, ViPlex Express will bring those fonts right in, right off your computer for you to use within ViPlex. We really do recommend building your slides outside of ViPlex, just for there's a lot of different limitations for building slides within ViPlex. So watch our video on some slide content building. We do one in Google Sheets, which is a free presentation software where you can build and You can build slides in anything, Canva, Adobe, PowerPoint, whatever you want to build them in, you're welcome to build them in and then bring them in as a picture. Makes it quicker and makes it look better. That you get more option and control in other software. But we'll go ahead and let's just do, standard times, New Romans here. Change your font size. You can you got predefined options, but you can also type in here. So 25, sure. Make it big, make it bold. Change the color. Do you have an option for more colors and defining custom colors as well? If you know your color codes, you can type in your color codes. I'm going to kind of just go for a green here. Go. And then, of course, our playback duration, how long you want it up there for. I'm going to leave it at default 3 seconds, but I am going to clean it up a little bit. So I'm going to do probably the multi-line to help that. That looks good. It's full. You can change the background too. So if you had a picture you wanted to put this on, you could put a picture behind it and bring this up forward. That's what some of these options along here kind of give you orientation for multiple layering. And then where it's set at on the screen itself. Some different things you can do there. We're going to move on to the next widget here. I'm going to add another blank slide. We're going to go ahead and hit the weather icon. So the weather icon does require internet to work properly. Some things we can control here. We can control where it's located. We can control headers on it, essentially, and other options. I'm going to simplify it and just leave it as this temperature here. Yeah, I'll leave it. Oh, Arial black. Let's do that one. And bold. And then give it that green. And make it big. Want it big as it gets. Again, don't want it up there too long, so I'm going to leave it at 3. The other thing here is the refresh cycle. That's just how often it goes out to the internet and grabs fresh data for your area. You can control that, make that longer. I don't think you can make it shorter. Nope, 1 minute is the minimum. But if you would like to make it any longer, you're welcome to change that. And I'm going to add another one. We'll go over the basic text here. Text, you can put text on it. You get a couple different options when you do that. Again, you get playback methods for it. When you do the different ones, you get different options here, and you can control durations for that specific playback method. But for this, I'll just keep it at static. I'm going to leave it at 3. Double click in there. It's going to open up your text editor. Go ahead and type in your text. Say Edge. We can, again, we have full access to change our font, Arial black. I'm going to keep, actually, I'm going to go with more of a blue. Again, you can do your more custom colors if you wish. A bold, center it. If you do get a warning message, it's typically just telling you that there are some controllers out there that are limited to certain things. If it doesn't appear right, you know you're on the limited. And then again, this is why we recommend building outside if you got it. So avoid any of these limitations. I'm going to make it big. Probably kind of want it to be like that. Yeah, so there we go. That's up there. Can control how highlight as well. That's the highlighting. So if I wanted to highlight it in yellow, I can, but I'm not going to for this demonstration. And we can also add different background colors. So we don't recommend white, but I'll just keep it no background for now. But you can change your background colors. Or you can put an image behind it too. You can do layering, so you can do some image behind it if you wish. I'll make another one here. Other ones, some like you can do like the environment data. That's kind of like some different things like temperature, humidity, wind direction. If you wish to use those. Colorful word is also an option. Very limited though. It's what you can and can't do with it compared to basic text. You can control what colors even show up, stuff like that. So now you got the idea of how to build some slides in your solution. Now we got going to go ahead and we're going to send that out. So before we send it out, always want to do a save, because if you don't, it's just going to make you do it anyway. So just make a habit of saving, and then you should save frequently as you're building in here in case of any power outages. Now that that's saved, we're going to go ahead and we're going to hit publish. And this is going to refresh your list of online screens. We only got the one that we're logged into right now. We're going to send it to our 8 mil. So we're going to check the box next to our sign, hit publish, and you get a loading bar of when it's going out. And this will take a minute because we have a couple of videos in there. If it was just a few images, it'd go a little quicker. But as you add video, it does take a little bit longer to publish. Okay, so when it's successful, you will get the green message completed release. That means it's gone out successfully, and then you can go and check your sign, make sure that everything looks good, and make sure you don't have to make any edits to your slides to re-upload. If everything is good, you are all set. That is it. In today's lesson, I showed you how to create a solution in ViPlex Express version 3. Thank you. Have a good one.